Family Photos Part 1. Sweet baby on my wall, my father in a long lace dress eyes the boy he will become, a fur-wrapped fellow clinging to his mama, knows you can't depend on life to kiss you goodnight. Ugly, dirty, fast life stabs you in the gut, rips off your poems in no time, leaves you selling kitty litter on hot Los Angeles streets, burning feet and a lonely wife. Life leaves you 2 daughters, an empty book, a drawer full of soap, and too many towels. Resign, says the boy to the man who will marry my mother. Just look at our parents. Young, such serious lovers, up at 4 a.m. to reach through darkness and murmur, forever. Now stuck to the wall and fading. 2. That young man, my father, never did grow old, although he died at 75. Watching Love Boat with my mother, drinking champagne in the afternoon, when the blood clot hit his brain. My God, he said. His poems had changed into ads for glue, deodorant, makeup, infinite soap. Sometimes he waits in the mirror, waves his baby picture, warning, watches those lines cross my face. I am my mother there, 30, a dark goddess, wrapped in smoke, smiles a white fur stole. And I my mother at 83, bleached blonde hair and sequins, left 8 years alone to endure her dreams. Searching L.A. for her husband's poems, she finds that a daughter writes his life on her page to hold him away from her mirror where he can't cry, "Vanity, wash your face. It's not good if it won't rhyme." 3. Once I met the cat litter king. My son the poet, my father said. I turned around to see who I should have been. Nothing but smog, a few quick bucks, and natural humiliation. My father never reads a book in these photos. His study is walled with books, also unread, a dusty reproach to the unpublished poet. But he could hide behind his desk, vast as the Sahara, weigh my words in a small brass scale. I also hid behind his rock crystal paperweight, while under his house spiders read more books piled like firewood. 4. That baby on my wall, I could be mother to my father. Careful of his white lace dress, I lift him with a morning song. How he weighs in my arms, his tiny hand holds my finger as we wander past flowers swaying in sunrise. By afternoon, he has let go. The garden now a still life. He sits somewhere else, stiff, sternly mustached, turns pale as spring sun washes my walls. 5. I should keep them under glass, less fragile than my memory. See how the family recedes in beige trees. That unknown baby an aunt clutches, indistinct as my mother's doll, and really the same now, most names lost before I wished to care. What if I should misplace them, their chatter, their silly hats and overdressed children? Sooner or later we are all misplaced, and death means no more than Los Angeles to a daughter who lives in New York. Except for the phone calls, sometimes less vivid than dreams. 6. I called my father the week before he died. Could I come to visit? Not yet, he said. There will be another time. When I arrived, he was someone else, his painted face in a satin box. My mother, hidden under her covers, smiled, touched my face, so much like hers. 7. Whom did he love? If I was my mother, or perhaps his mother, my sister, His sister who lost her head? There are no names here, and who would know, since I am the last and I change them. Some day I could even become my own father. We have, after all, the same eyes. 8. Here is my father, smiling, unfazed by my mother's outrage. The woman had no respect for flowers, marched up to his coffin, announced, "You had no right to die." The coffin itself not a home-like atmosphere. He wouldn't care, I said, although mother, ragged with guilt, wanted some mythical best. She was at home asleep when his breathing stopped, or the breath of his body kept alive by machines that Wednesday. His mind had gone Sunday after the champagne. No one went to the wake or the burial, but we told jokes at the party. Mother got just a little bit drunk and spilled something. That night, my father strolled right through our pool in his father's white suit and Panama hat. How everyone loved him. He blessed us all with his dripping cane. 9. My father's mother is protected by glass, a leafy gold frame. She watches me, eyes direct through wire glasses, eyebrows arched into a high forehead, white hair pulled loosely back, sweet mouth and pearls. An intellectual who never went to school, she has become my friend at last. Although she had no choice, I keep her on my desk so the same shadows surround us. Still, there must be worse places one could go after death. Even in black and white, she seems more real than I am in color. 10. Next to her, Aunt Millie brides away, all satin and roses, long lace veil, and her own strand of pearls. Here she can be permanent, her head still attached to her body. On her honeymoon, a sudden crash. Aunt Millie's head flew across the highway, Miami beach sand, picnic blankets, assaulted stunned bathers, who may have seen Flemish paintings, those martyrs, 2 bloody veins like manzanita twigs sticking out of their necks. "This is not right," she says. "I am a woman with pearls." I try to exorcise inanity, her crass accident, her husband's suicide. "I've spoken," I say, "now marry the future." But you can't fool a photograph. That virgin face under glass, saddened by her past and future death. Nor wash smoke from the background, the photographer's pipe perhaps, or my grandfather's cigar. As he studied his daughter, did he know what can happen to brides? 11. How little life leaves us. No definite lines, no outlines, nothing that stays bright, unstained, and here. No matter how much glue life leaves you, says my father, the baby, the boy, the man. And the women, what do they say? When their men are buried with money in their mouths, what do women still hold? Can we number the emptiness? How much can one woman iron? How many starched petticoats, bridal veils? And when we are young, we'll never believe the wrinkles. But at least we get to wear pearls, if only for men. The dolls and the babies are ours when we want them. Choose a doll, my mother said, it won't grow up. Count on it. A baby will betray you by dying. 12. The grown-ups are mostly into dignity, the children, sadness. Except for the baby, curious without definition, stunned by movement and forms, he may sense a possible dancing. And why ever not? In spite of it all, because of it all.